If you have discovered that you are highly sensitive, it is important to learn how to deal with this well. You do this, for example, by surrounding yourself with people and circumstances that have a positive influence on you and changing negative circumstances where possible. In this new episode of HSP, we will delve more into how you can deal with HSP. How do you take good care of yourself? Do you have any questions about this video? Or would you like to share your experience? Don't forget to leave a comment below the video. Okay, let's get started. Maybe there is something else going on than high sensitivity. Once you know what is going on, you can start to deal with it properly. Know the characteristics of HSP. Then you can better understand what is happening to you or between you and others. Episode 2 of the HSP series discusses the most common characteristics of HSP. Consider, for example, sensitivity to stimuli, strong intuition, and a strong sense of empathy. One person with high sensitivity is not the same as the other. HSP has different forms and degrees. If it bothers you a lot, it is important to recognize and accept your limitations. If you don't do this, you can become overstimulated more quickly and become increasingly vulnerable. As an HSP, it can sometimes be difficult to remain yourself in a world that does not always understand what it means to be highly sensitive. For a pleasant life with your high sensitivity, it is important to remain yourself and accept yourself as you are. High sensitivity is not a disorder, but a character trait and therefore part of who you are. See HSP as your strength. And dear viewer, be proud of who you are. As an HSP, you are more sensitive to stimuli than the average person. It is therefore important to know your limits and act accordingly. This may mean saying no to social events or taking some time for yourself every now and then to recharge. As an HSP, you are inclined to help, give in, allow, and sacrifice yourself. Before you know it, your boundaries have been crossed again. Monitor them yourself because others often do not realize that they are asking you too much or do not feel responsible for this. And if you structurally exceed your limits, it can even lead to burnout. Learn where your boundaries are and then set them clearly. If your mental or emotional boundaries are exceeded for too long, this can lead to stress complaints. See if you can reduce negative emotions or pressure so that you don't end up in the red too much. If you listen carefully to your body, you can notice this in time and prevent worse. If you constantly receive stimuli, you quickly become overloaded. Try to avoid busy, messy, stressful environments as much as possible and build in enough breaks and moments of rest. It is important to withdraw regularly to destimulate. You immediately have moments of reflection in which you can process the impressions and information gained. Also, make sure you get enough sleep. A little more about creating a peaceful environment. Environmental influences, positive and negative, have more impact on you as an HSP. Therefore, try to create a quiet and calm environment in which you feel comfortable. This could, for example, mean that you create a tidy and minimalist living environment or that you use soft lighting instead of bright light. See what suits you best. Relaxing. Walking or cycling quietly in nature helps to relax. But yoga, mindfulness, relaxation exercises, or creative activities can also reduce your stress level. Discharging occasionally is also important. This can be done very well through exercise, especially if you make short, vigorous movements. You then actively reduce the built-up adrenaline so that you can relax again. You can also discharge by partying hard or using stimulants, but make sure it is something that is not at the expense of your system. Exercise and a healthy diet are not only good for your physical health, but also for your mental well-being as an HSP. If you are highly sensitive, you easily pick up other people's emotions. This can be to your own detriment, especially if they are very negative. Your own emotions can also feel more intense and be more difficult to let go than for non-HSPs. Learn to deal with this. Talking about it, processing therapy, or mindfulness can help you with this. It is important to stay in touch with your own emotions and accept them. Emotions have a function and are therefore very useful. This doesn't mean you should let yourself be overwhelmed by emotions, but be aware of them. Observe the emotions, accept the emotions, and deal with them in a healthy way. In other words, perform an action that matches the emotion. Let them be there and talk about them. Dear viewer, these were the self-care tips. Remember that as an HSP, you have wonderful talents. Many HSPs feel different from others. This can lead to insecurity and the feeling that you are not good enough. However, keep learning and growing, for example, by reading books about HSP. And finally, as an HSP, you can sometimes be very critical of yourself. Therefore, try to be aware of your thoughts and be gentle with yourself. Try to maintain focus on your positive thoughts, on what's going well. Remember, you are a beautiful person and HSP is your power. Are you familiar with HSP? Would you like to share a personal experience with us? Have we perhaps forgotten an important tip? We would love it if you leave a comment on our video. Don't forget to like, and do you want to stay informed of the latest videos? Subscribe to our channel now. Until next time.